Hi, I'm Peter Hanfield with Melissa Global Intelligence. Today we're going to be talking about saturation mail with our postal automation software. Saturation mailing is one of the best and most affordable ways to send out mailings. But there are a few requirements when you're doing a saturation mailing that you need to do at least the minimum of 90% of the total active residential deliveries are 75% of the total active deliveries, which includes both residentials and businesses. Or if you're using simplified addresses, you have to make sure that you get 100% of the addresses in the carrier route. Sometimes you can't get all the addresses, but you'd still be able to qualify for high density and high density plus. To qualify for those, for high density, you need 125 pieces per carrier route. For high density plus, you need at least 300. When we're doing our demo today, we're going to be using our Mailers Plus 4 software. Here's some of the benefits and features that are in our Mailers Plus 4 software. We have an address check in there, which will increase address quality in your database with our CAS certified engine. For saturation mailing, you probably would not need to use this function as the list is already CAS certified. We also have a duplicate check, which will reduce your waste by eliminating costly duplicates. We offer NCOA processing, which is required by the post office for doing a bulk mailing. Most lists that you purchase for saturation mailings are already NCOA'd, so you would not need to use this service. We also offer a geocoder add-on, which will provide location information to make you make better decisions about market segmentation, sales clustering, logistics, your risk exposure, and tax jurisdictions. Let's go ahead and get started. And we'll go ahead and open up our website to get a saturation list. You can find our website at melissadata.com, or if you just type in melissa.com too, it'll come up. To get a list, you just go to Products, Sales Leads and Mailing List. And then for this one, we're going to be doing a saturation mailing, so we'll choose saturation/occupant list. And we'll go ahead and click on Build Your Own Saturation List. And you wouldn't get this message. It's only because I'm in our domain that I get that message. And let's go ahead and pick a zip code. We'll go ahead and pick my home city, which is Temecula, which is 92592. We can either do it by that, or we can do a radius. If we want to do 20 miles from my address. Or if we want to choose the number of records, I'll go ahead and just do 20 miles from, actually we're going to make it a little bit smaller. We'll do 15. Or we could choose by county if we want to do like the whole Riverside County or Orange County, or we can do it by a map. We'll go ahead and do it by radius for this demo. Go ahead and click on select the options. And now we'll see our options down here. And we could choose city we want all residential, we want apartments, and we want business addresses. I don't think we'll go ahead and put PO boxes in here, or rural routes for that. And I'll go ahead and click it to include names where available. So I'll go ahead and click on Add Count. And it looks like there are 48,811 records with names, and there's a total of 62,000 records. Click on Next. And since we're going to be running it through our mailer software, we'll go ahead and choose DBF. And I won't zip this file, so we'll click on next. And we'll give it a name. Just call it 15 miles to Temecula. And we'll go ahead and check out. And I'll go ahead and check out with my credit card that's on file. And I'll submit my order. And click on download. And it shouldn't take too long. Well, it's not that many records, so. We also, while we're waiting for it to pull up, we could also look at some of our other lists and stuff that we have available. And go ahead and go to list of data. And we also have like a consumer list, property owners, businesses, new homeowners, new movers. We're also able to do a lot of custom lists too if you call our list department. And we do offer a 15% off your first order if you use this coupon code right here, first order 15 at checkout. Let's see if it's done. It's still going. While we're waiting for this, I'll go ahead and open up Mailers Plus 4. And let's make sure everything is up to date on it. Yep. Latest build, the database hasn't expired. And we'll go ahead. We also have a link to the list inside Mailers Plus 4. You can just click on Order List Online to get to it. While we're still waiting for that, we also do offer other mailing solutions that you can use besides the Mailers Plus 4 to do the mailings. We also have our mailers online. And let's see. Let's go to it. Well, it looks like I should have chosen a little bit of a smaller list, but well, it's still going, so we'll give it some time. Hopefully it won't take that long. We'll go. Well, it's up to 30 minutes, but it should be a lot shorter than that. While we're waiting, I'll go ahead and go through some of the other stuff with mailers. So, that way we're not wasting time. I'll just go ahead and open up a test file that I have. Oops, let's go ahead and open up this file. And one of the things that we have in mailers that you won't use on your saturation mailing, but in case you have your own records and stuff that you need to process, is address check. With address check, we have different options that you could choose. You could use skip previously coded records. You could use the United States Postal Service preferred city name. An example would be for Rancho Santa Margarita, where we're located. Rancho Santa Margarita is the preferred city name, but RSM is an acceptable city name by the post office. So this one would change RSM to Rancho Santa Margarita for you. We also have the combined range and address field, which would allow you to, if your fields were in separate columns, it would combine them for you. For address standardization, we would only choose only uncoded records. You don't want to use never just because you want it standardized to the proper form for the post office, especially if you are doing a mailing. And always is I usually don't like to use this option just because if we're not able to validate the address, we certainly don't want to change it, even if we are just standardizing it. And here we have the casing option. We can choose auto, which looks at the column and kind of keeps it exactly how it is. So if you have some uppercase, most of them are uppercase, but you have a couple lowercase, it'll just put them all to uppercase. Upper lower does exactly what it would imply is it'll uppercase the first letter and lowercase the second one. And then we could uppercase all of the letters in the field. We also have convert company field to all caps. And we have an option here to ignore the name field. And then we have some other options for if there's an address error, which is clear existing +4 and clear existing carrier routes. I strongly recommend that you have these checked just because you don't want bad +4s in there on bad carrier routes. It could affect your mailing and the mail could get rejected because it would have a bad +4 in there. And then we also have delete unresolved D-based records. Let's go ahead and check and see how our file's getting. If it's still loading. It is. Let's see if I can get a smaller file. And we'll go ahead and go to build your own saturation and occupant list. And it's slowly loading. So, while we're waiting for it to load, here's some information about the saturation and occupant mailing list. Unlike other occupant mailing lists, including the United States Postal Service Every Door Direct Mail, which are addresses simply to occupant, we offer to put the head of the household names in the with the address. And we also are able to do it by congressional district borders, which is really good for elections, polygon zones, or trade areas. If you're just looking for single family homes or apartments, mobile homes, or if you're just looking for just a specific neighborhood or subdivision, we're able to do that. I'm going to go ahead and close this one and see if that speeds it up. Let me check one thing with it. I'll see if I actually have a saturation mailing on this computer already. Let's see if this is on. Oh, that's the one I'm already using. Okay. No, this one is not. Let me get one. And even though it's a CSV, we'll go ahead and use this file right here. That way we don't have to wait. I believe that one is a saturation list. And mailers will convert it for us. For current resident. Okay, this one is perfect. This is what the walk sequence would look like. You would have your walk sequence number, the zip, the +4, the carrier route. It already come with the endorsement, delivery point check digit, and the names, and when it was updated. Let's go ahead and format the fields. Okay, that is going to be RBDI, which is business residential. You want to make sure that this field is formatted as it tells the program whether the address is a business or residence. This would be the name and full name, delivery address, city, state, zip, +4. And one thing about if you order a DBF file, it'll already have the headers in there, so you should be able to hit auto format and it would get all of those. But since the file I had was a CSV, when it converts it, it doesn't know that the first field contains headers. And that is endorsement, and we won't worry about city rural. That is delivery point and delivery point check digit. And those are the only ones that we need. So we'll get an OK on that. And now we're ready to run it through our saturation mailing. So we'll go to Presort. Next. And our post office and mailing is in Rancho Santa Margarita, California, 92688, with a +4 of 2112. And we'll go ahead and choose standard since we're doing a saturation mailing. And we'll go ahead and choose letter card, and we'll do for profit. And the sample size and weight, you would want to take about 10 pieces and measure how thick they are and how much they weigh. I'll go ahead and leave our defaults in there, and same with our height and width. And we'll go ahead and click on next. And we'll go ahead and fill in this information real quick. I'll use my address. Next. And our customer ID. And you'll get that number from the post office. Same with your mailer ID. And that Melissa. And we need to put in our permit number, which is 606. And since we're just doing the mailing for ourselves, this is the only field that we would need to fill in. And the payment method is if we were using a meter machine, or if we had pre-canceled stamps, or if we're using an indicia for the imprint. And since this is a saturation mailing, we know we got the list was run through NCOA link, so we'll go ahead and click on next. And we can take a look at our mail.dat options. That way you get the lowest rate with your full service mailing. And we have the contact name, doc sender ID, and all that information. And now we'll go ahead and click on go. And it looks like the if I went through, qualified for enhanced carrier route. And we'll go ahead and click on next. And we can take a look at the postage statement to make sure that it qualified for. Oops, I think I clicked the wrong up there. Open. And let's see, enhanced carrier route is on part C. Okay, apparently this computer is very laggy today. Okay, so it looks like most of the pieces qualified for saturation, and then there were some that did high density plus, and then some were high density. I think the reason for that is I actually was going through the list and actually made it so it did that rather than all of them qualifying for saturation. But these are also the lowest prices that you could get, as you can see, the 186. Also, you could add a destination. Say if I was doing Rancho Santa Margarita, I could actually add that DDU and drop it off at that post office. Or if I was going to take it if I was doing flats, I would add the DDU. But for letters, there's no DDU discount anymore. But I could also take it down to the Santa Ana SCF or Los Angeles NDC. And I'll go ahead and close this. And then we can see on the qualification report, which is one of the ones that you'll need to take to the post office, is that here you'll take this form there. And it has what percentage it is of the carrier route. And it has the breakdown of how many. Looks like our list actually finally did get done. I just checked my email. They do also email it to you when you're done. So I could download that. I'll go ahead and do that. Is it downloading? And it looks like it is done. And I'll show you what the finished list actually looks like when it's ready for download. And it would be this one right here. See, it actually has all the headers and stuff like that, and it'll make it easier because you can just hit auto format on it, and it should format everything that you would need. This concludes the saturation mailing demonstration. Is there any questions? Looks like I have one question. The question was, do we have any other services that could also do the saturation mailing besides Mailers Plus 4? We do offer our mailers online. It's able to do saturation mailing also, and same with our Presort API. If you're a programmer and you want to design your own software using our API to do pre-sorting, we do have that available. Another question was, how often are the lists updated, the saturation list? I believe they're updated monthly, but I'm not 100% positive on that. You would need to go call our list department, and they would be able to tell you exactly how often they were updated. And I think that is all the questions we have for the day. Once again, thank you for listening in on our demonstration. Have a great day. Thank you.